Haumidakyapi. I just wanted to say a few words, give an update, and let people know what's been going on. I know there's a lot of rumors out there. I know there's a lot of things being said about me, and that's okay. I expect that stuff. But I just want everyone to know that the tribe is still doing the best that we can to stop this pipeline, and we will continue to do this. You have to keep in mind that we started this process almost 3 years ago when we first learned of Dakota Access Pipeline, and we've been working since then to do the best that we can to stop. And I know sometimes with different opinions, different leaders, they feel that we probably could have did something different, or we probably should have done something that we're not, or maybe they think that we're doing something wrong right now. But I feel pretty good about where we're at right now. I feel comfortable of the things that had transpired in the past few days. December 9th, yesterday, we had a scheduling conference with Judge Boasberg in DC, and that was just to set up the schedule for the upcoming months and to determine when deadlines are. The first thing was when we can file our briefs, and that was January 6th. That was the first deadline. And then Dakota Access has January 31st to file theirs, but we're expecting them to file theirs sooner. And as soon as they file their brief, then we have 10 days after that to file our replies. So then once all the briefs are filed and the replies are filed, then it'll be determined whether or not if the judge wants to have a oral hearing, or if he'll just take the briefs for what they are. So there was no rulings or no decisions made by the judge yesterday. It was just for scheduling, and Dakota Access did come with a motion. December 5th, right after the Corps of Engineers came out with the ruling, the Dakota Access came out with a motion for summary judgment. And what they're asking the judge, and they were hoping to argue this past Friday, yesterday, but the judge said this was only a scheduling conference. And what they were saying with the summary judgment was that they don't need permission to pass the easement. And what they're saying is that they got the approval on when the Corps of Engineers gave them the 408 permit. But the 408 permit is under the Rivers and Arbors Act, and so the easement falls under mining and leasing. So the two different statutes. So we feel confident that their argument is weak, and that we'll pull that out. You can't blend two statutes together and expect permission from both statutes. So we're confident that this will get dismissed. So basically, yesterday, what we know is that we got the schedule. We also know that the judge did not give our grant any permission for Dakota Access to drill under Lake Oahe. He brought out what the Corps had asked for, and that was consideration for a reroute. They had asked that a full EIS be looked into. We had another meeting in DC with government agencies, government officials, on starting the process for the environmental impact statement. And we pressed the government officials to try to get this out right away. So we came away thinking that the first process in the environmental is to publish it in the Federal Reserve, and they are going to publish this. We're pressing them to get it done before December 31st. So once that gets in the published register, then they take comments and start the planning on who's going to be part of the EIS, and what information is going to be sought after, and who the contractors will be that will be conducting the EIS. We definitely don't want Dakota Access doing the EIS for this project, because we saw what they did when when Dakota Access hired their third party to do the environmental assessment. So the process is starting. The more that this administration can do, it'll make it more difficult for the next administration to untangle or unwind and just give the easement to Dakota Access Pipeline. So we know that this is going to be a drawn out process that will take some time, and rightfully so. We have been arguing all along that we are a people. We are of importance to this nation. We are the first occupants of this land. We are the ones who have a clear understanding of our environment. We have every right to stand up against Dakota Access Pipeline as it crosses through our treaty lands, and we have treaty rights. Because of that, we feel that this pipeline threatens our culture, our heritage, our language, our environment and water, everything that makes us unique. And that's what this environmental impact statement should show. It doesn't have to it looks at people and what's precious to this nation, what should be protected. And so that's what we've been saying all along. We've been asking for EIS. We've been asking that the Corps of Engineers does not grant finding of no significant impact with the EA. So from the beginning, and I just want to emphasize this because I had made a statement that it's time for people to go home. And I did it because I've been trying to care, been mindful about the people who come, been mindful about our guests. And right now, if I know that there is not a threat to this company drilling underneath Lake Oahe, then there really isn't a reason for the camp, our people, to be out there and risk their lives. And it's not for any other reason. You know, from day one, I have been emphasizing peace, prayer, nonviolent, because I was concerned about people's safety. From the beginning, I've been emphasizing peace and prayer and nonviolence because I've always been interested in the safety of our guests, making sure that people, I never wanted anybody to get hurt. I condemned violence. And when we come into a situation where the winter has made its presence, it's a harsh winter. It's a dangerous winter. The temperatures right now are -7 without wind, and if the wind comes up, it can be around -24 degrees. And when it gets that cold, it's not safe for people to be out in the camp. And so I'm encouraging you because I know that right now the company is not going to drill underneath the river. For your safety, you can go home and enjoy this winter in your homes with your families. And there'll be a time when we come back, we're already talking about what we've done, what we have started. And there's a beautiful thing here that has come about, and that's Ochete Shakoi, the 7 council fires. And we gave birth to this, and like all ceremonies, they go and then they come. There's people that want to stay no matter what. And for your safety, I'm still encouraging you to go home. And not only for your safety, but for the safety of other people. And we don't want any lives lost. So it's important that you be mindful of who you are and who you're representing, and also where you're at. And so also be mindful of who's encouraging you to stay. Do they have intentions other than what is needed now? Because the pipeline fight is not here. The pipeline fight is not happening right now. It's stalled. We have to start looking at what else we can do, where else we can fight. And I'll tell you, if this is about the black snake, if you want to kill the black snake, then you have to go after the blood that feeds it. Take the blood out of the black snake. Where does the blood come from? This one pipeline is not going to be the end, because there's so much oil that's being extracted. There's so much oil being stored. There's going to be more pipelines. There's more black snakes until we stop the flow of that blood. And there's two ways we can do that. We can go to the source where the oil is coming from, where that blood's at, or we can start to change our behavior. We can start looking at what we need to do, and that's the beautiful thing about Ochete Shakoy and the 7 Council Fire. How do we go on from this point on? What do we need to do? How do we need to change ourselves? What I'm seeing now is that people are starting to point fingers and point blame, and they're saying that I'm helping the Corps of Engineers, I'm helping the state, I'm helping Dakota Access. And that, I find that crazy, because from day one, we've been fighting this pipeline. We have the records, we have the documentation that can prove. Why would all of a sudden I jump ship? And the only reason why we say that is because myself and the Standing Rock Sioux tribe are encouraging people to get out of harm's way. When it's time now for them to go, and it's not for us to get in our own routine. The only reason why people would want to stay is because, and I'm going to say it, there's donations, there's money, and if that's our motive to stay here, then we're no better than that pipeline company. We're no better than the oil company. If that's your reason to be here, if that's your reason to encourage people to stay here so you can make money, so you can get free things, free donations, you're no better than the oil company. You're selling something that isn't necessary so you can make money. Like I'm saying, it's time now, that bit. And I'm just telling you the way it is and telling you the truth. And when we talk about the 7 council fires and bringing it back, we come back in the springtime, we come back in the summertime, or we come back in the fall, and we set it up. And we set it up right. And we take whatever we set up, we take it and we take it home, and we take it to our homes wherever we are, and we start living in that way. We have to start changing how we live, change our behavior, because for how long have we been saying it's broke? It's easy to complain about something being broke, but it's hard to actually do something to fix it. It's a good feeling now, and I'm not trying to bring closure to anything. You have to understand, I'm just trying to make sure people are safe, and I know out there it's not safe. So if it's not safe, and if it's not necessary to be out there fighting that pipeline, because there's nothing going to happen. They're not drilling. They don't have permission to drill. I'm not trying to raise, this is a rumor I heard. The chairman's working with the governor and Corps of Engineers to elevate water levels. I've been trying to make sure people are safe. I never even had that meeting. And just because the water levels went up doesn't mean that I had anything to do with it. I'm here trying to protect people. I would never bring harm to anybody. I get these questions that come from the camp saying that I met with the Army Corps of Engineers and the governor, and that we were planning on raising water levels, and so the water rose, and now I'm getting blamed for that. And that's crazy, because I've been all about safety, and bringing that water level up is bringing harm or threat. And that's not even the case. I never even had a meeting, but I think people are saying things right now to get what they want, and they make things up. If this camp is here and all it's doing is creating friction and controversy and splitting and accusing Standing Rock Sioux tribe, who's been hosting and accommodating and meeting the needs, accusing the tribe of trying to harm or trying to do whatever it can so that the pipeline goes through. That doesn't make sense to me. I just continue to hope that people have an understanding and know I wouldn't do that, and that continue to pray that this pipeline doesn't go through. And we're going to continue to work at that. We're going to build awareness with whoever we can, when we can, with the Congress, with the company, with the President-elect. If we could get a meeting with him, we got to convince him that the decision that the Corps of Engineers made was the right decision. And if you believe in your prayers, and if you believe it is the right decision, if you believe the Creator's gave us what we were asking for, then we have an opportunity to educate not just President-elect, the governors, the company, but we have an opportunity to say this battle is not at Standing Rock, but this is a battle cry for America to stand up for Mother Earth now. And there's other pipelines that we can channel our efforts and our unity and our prayer to. We could take a breath and we could breathe and we could rest. We don't have to put people's lives in danger. So I just ask you to keep that in mind, and then I think that's all I have right now. But I just want to thank you for taking the time and listening to me. And just know that the Standing Rock Sioux tribe, the tribal council, the members, myself, we've been doing this, and we've been fighting this fight from day one, and we've been doing the best that we can. We've been trying the best that we can, and everybody tells us what we ought to do or what we should have done. But I think we did a good job, because what we're at right now, by far, it's not over, but we're in a good place, and we can continue to pray and we can continue to fight, and we can do it without putting people's lives in danger. So we want to make this a better place, and so being forced into politics, and to try to look at how can we change the laws and codes so that we can bump us into a new direction. We always want to make sure that what we do today is going to have a lasting impact 50 to 100 years from now. So when you get into politics, now I'm the tribal chairman, and this is my tribe, and what I do is what I believe is best for our tribal members. We have schools, we have roads, we have law enforcement, we have child protection, we have so many healthcare systems, so many things that we deal with on a day-to-day basis to protect our people, and it's a government. I'm the chairman of an IRA, even though Standing Rock is non-IRA. It's an IRA government that we run. We have this responsibility to try to make this a better place, and what the reason why we started this battle with the pipeline was because it threatens our water, and it's our kids who don't want that threat to be there. So when our kids spoke up, all the responsibilities that we still have today, everything that we do at the government, are still there. And we stood up, and we tried to do the best we can with the limited resources that we had to try to stop this Dakota Access Pipeline from coming here. We still are trying to take care of our members. We had a snowstorm, a big snowstorm last week, and our roads, the tribal roads, we didn't have the staff, so we're still working on that today. We're still trying to get roads open for our members. Some of our members need to be at the clinic. Some of them go to dialysis. And so when our roads department can't maintain the roads because of the severity of the storm that came, we can't just stop everything and accommodate the camp. We still have our membership here. We still have this government here. And we are doing the best that we can to stop this pipeline. And I'm telling you, the efforts that we've done, we took this company to court. We took the Corps of Engineers to court. Nobody else did. The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe took them to court. And it's a strategy because we know that the laws are there in place for infrastructure development. We know that fossil fuel development is driven by this nation, by its Congress. Congress is owned by the Koch brothers, by fossil fuel. We know that. And so the laws that are in place, they're paid for by the oil industry. So it's easy, it's simple, it's a check in a box. But we had to do something. We had to file a suit. So we did. We still have our responsibilities here on the Standing Rock Sioux Tribe, and we're fighting this fight. People came. We welcome them to come stand with us, come join this fight with us. When as we're going to court and as we're fighting this, I had to talk to the landowner where this pipeline was going to. I had to talk to the Corps of Engineers. I had to talk to the governor. I had to talk to Dakota Access Pipeline. And this was like early on. This is what the company said, or the landowner said. If we give you $5 million, and if we give you the land where this pipeline is going through, you just have to let it go, and we'll give it to you. And I said no. Our tribal council was approached by Dakota Access Pipeline. We'll give you the land. We'll give you money. They said no. The company asked. The company flat out said, the land where that pipeline is, that's an option. It's on the table. And we've maintained that we don't want money. I don't want money. We don't want land just to allow that pipeline to go through. So we never took anything. And I can honestly say that. We never solicited for money either. The Standing Rock Sioux Tribe never said, give us money. We never negotiated. Every time we said we want to make sure that there are no pipeline spills, we looked at how pipelines are constructed. And so we said, well, let us look at your specs. If we let you look at their specs and if we do something, there was always a proposition to negotiate. And we never negotiated. We would say, understand, if we take a look at this stuff, we're not giving consent. We don't want this pipeline here. The only thing we want is reroute. And you could ask anyone. You could ask the Corps of Engineers. You could ask the company. We never did try to negotiate. We never did try to take money or anything from it. And it's because we believe. This whole thing, we believe in the Creator. We believe in our prayers, and we know that with that belief and with that conviction, things will happen. But if you don't believe, you can pray all you want, but if you don't believe in your prayers, then there's nothing going to come from them. So it's important that you believe, and we believe that, so we never wanted anything from it. We could have settled, but we never settled, and we never asked for money. Tribes wanted to donate, and they said, what are your costs? And we said, we have a high legal cost, so they wanted to donate to our legal fund. And then as the camp began to grow, we started to pay for porta potties. We paid for roll-off dumpsters. We use our own tribal equipment, our own grader, our own loader. We use our food distribution food van for the camp. the resources that the tribe has for our members were used at the camp so that the guests that were coming were taken care of. Our ambulances, our healthcare, our law enforcement were all stressed because of the influx of people that came, but we never complained. We always said we're going to accommodate our guests. So when it comes down to who do you want to believe? You want to believe rumors? You want to believe things that are said? Go ahead. But I know what the truth is. And I know what people's intentions are. And I know what my intentions are. And that's for my tribe. That's to protect our tribe and the future of our kids. And if I do that, then I know, and with everything that came with this camp and with this movement, there's a lot of things that we can learn from. There's a lot of things that we can do to help our people. And the lessons that were brought here today, we can take those back to our communities and share them. And it's pretty amazing that we have had over 10,000 people and we haven't had a death. We haven't had anything serious go wrong. We were able to self-police. We were able to heal. We were able to pray. We were able to share ceremonies, share songs. There's a lot of things that I've seen that were good, and that we can take those good things and take them back. And so I'm just so thankful and I'm so grateful that everybody came.